Where's Andrew Boyle at now? If he wasn't available in the spring, if you see him out there. But is
Yeah,
he
Andrew's doing great. He's full go. He's had a great camp so far. Really excited to have him.
Where's the competition for kickoff with him, with Atticus, with Grant? Just what that looks like right now.
Yeah, that's something that we chart every day. Obviously tomorrow, but being our first scrimmage will be a big factor into that too. But we actually looked at the charts last night, and it's almost dead even right now. I think the next couple of weeks will really provide some clarification for us. Both are really, really good. Along with Gage Hirick, who's a freshman, he's right in the mix too. He's super talented as well.
When you're making those kind of determinations, do onside kicks and those sort of things factor in? Swift kicking, how are you incorporating?
No, not really, because you could always sub someone in those kind of situations if you needed to. Certainly, if they can do that, it does help. Really, we just chart it. We just literally every 3 days we go into Autzen and we chart kicks, and it's pretty simple. We just base it on ball location, hang time, and touchback percentage, and then whoever's going to give you the best opportunity to eliminate explosive returns. Just look at the numbers, to be honest with you. And then you got to put them in pressure situations, because some guys can be really good at it in practice when no one's there, and it's not the same with the fans and the distractions and all the things that come along with game day. So you try to replicate that as much as you can as well.
Yeah, how do you replicate that?
You don't. You just try to by putting them in situations. End of practice, the whole team runs if you miss this field goal kind of stuff. If we're gonna have a kickoff competition, you guys pick that guy, you pick that guy. The losers have 10 up downs. You just try to replicate the pressure, but you can't replicate going into Autzen Stadium and being on TV and all that stuff. It's a different kind of mental toughness that's probably the hardest thing to evaluate. That's why guys with experience are always a big plus, because they've done it on that stage before, and it's just different. You really won't know until you see a guy in that situation.
What have you seen from Atticus over the last, couple of weeks, couple of months, obviously since spring camp, and how he's improved here in Eugene?
Yeah, he's really blended in well. I think it's been a really good fit for him. He's excited to be here. He's brought another level of competition to the room. As I was just saying, he's a guy that's experienced. He's been there. I think he was second in the country last year in field goal percentage at 92%. So he comes with a pedigree already, of a guy that's literally not talk about it, but he's been about it. And so brought a level of maturity to the room, and also a guy that's been in a different program, and so he can tell the guys some of the things that are great about Oregon and how lucky they are to be here, because some guys that have only been here, they don't always know the perks and benefits that they have of being at a place like Oregon. So I appreciate that about him.
How's the Punting competition looking? And what have you seen from Tyler?
Again, very, very, very close with Tyler's young. Tyler's just a true freshman, so he'll need to come along just as all freshmen do. But when you talk about Luke Dunny and Grant, and Ross, you got two really, really, really talented guys. Again, we just looked at the charts last night as a group, and it's literally neck and neck. So the competition over the simulated game days these next couple weeks is going to be really important, and how they can handle different types of kicks, pinning guys into their different field locations, some of those kind of things, and then again handling the pressure. But we have a couple of really talented punters.
Certainly see more bodies out there in kickoff return, fielding kicks, Joe. Do you feel like you have that many more viable options? Do you have to pare it down here the next couple of weeks? What's that process going to look like?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of good options. I think you just said it right, as having to pare it down. I think some of that is the chemistry together, between the off returner and the returner, with the timing with the whole unit. So, getting a bunch of guys reps early and then kind of paring it down as you go through the next couple 3 weeks of simulated games. You want to get to it where you're at least 3 deep on each side, and then kind of build the chemistry between that off returner and the returner. But certainly I think we have enough we have enough bodies and enough talent back there that I think we can be explosive in the return game.
Is there anyone truly off limits? Because obviously the last 2 years we saw Bucky didn't go back there until the postseason. And Troy went through the punt return motions in practice, but we never saw him in a game, understandably to a point. But is there anyone off limits, and who makes that call?
No, there's nobody off limits. Sometimes we try. I try to be smart with things. Certainly it goes to me first, and then obviously Coach Lanning makes the final decision. We meet on it every week as a staff. And then him and I meet separately as well. But really, Bucky not being on last year was my decision initially, and then obviously Coach supported it, because once Noah went down, you just were a little bit more limited at running back, and so we want to always try to look at the big picture. I don't want to just be good on special teams. I want to be good on offense and defense also, so we can win. So, but no, other than quarterbacks, O-line, D-line, no one's off limits. We'll play the best guys. Sometimes what people don't realize, we only have 2 goals in special teams: own the ball, no penalties, right? I don't care if we're first in the country in kickoff return, as long as we own the football, because we have a dynamic offense. If you give our offense the ball between the 20 and 30-yard line, we're going to score a lot of points, right? We want to eliminate negative plays, and we got to have guys back there that'll make great decisions. So even if it's not let's say we had a guy that was just crazy dynamic and you see him as a reporter or something, you're like, why is that guy not returning it? Well, it might be that he doesn't have the best ball security or he doesn't make the very, very best decisions, right? So it has to be, that really comes first and foremost in our process, is who's going to give us the best chance to make sure that we're going to get the ball minimum at the 25. And then if that guy also is one of the most explosive returners, that's a great thing.
How are you measuring progress for long snapping for someone like Luke, who obviously now has a year of experience doing it at this level, but like, what are you looking for day to day?
Yeah, you're looking for consistency. You're looking for operation time and ball location. And again, probably sounds like my job's pretty boring because I'm going to say we chart again. So we chart it every day. Every single snap is charted. We chart the time on it and the location on it. And then on field goal, even though it seems like a little thing, we chart like where the laces are and those kind of things. So people joke about laces backer and all that stuff, but really when a ball's snapped, a good long snapper, the laces are always facing forward. And if they're not, it's actually a pretty big deal to the kicker. So all that is charted. And I'm looking for, no catastrophics, nothing where we roll a ball back or something like that. And then again, where's the ball placement? If we're going to punt the ball to the right, then the ball should be placed on the right hip. If we're going to punt the ball to the left, it's placed on the left hip. If we're going to punt the ball in the middle, it should be placed on the belt buckle. So we're literally just categorizing that every day along with the times.
And you've seen good impressions so far in terms of the progress Luke's made there?
Yeah, I'm super proud of Luke. Luke's one of the best long snappers in the country. The last guy that I coached is Chris Stoll, who starts for the Seahawks, and Luke's every bit as good as him, no question. So now it's a matter of how is he going to continue to develop and progress, right?
Looking back at that 2012 staff at ASU, Joe, when you're on staff and you've got Dan in the recruiting staff and Brian's a GA, just what stood out about them then, and to see
2012 ASU, man, you expect me to remember who you're asking about? I'm sorry, I don't remember who was even there. I've been a part of a few staffs since then. Okay, Coach Lanning, and who else? Coach Mike Kalowski,
yeah, to see them go from what was then to now.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be with people at different places. Coach Lanning and I have obviously been together, well, and Brian too, at Memphis, obviously at Arizona State, and now it's cool to see their growth. I always knew Coach Lanning would be a superstar. That was very obvious from day one. He was different than everybody else, and certainly knew that Coach Michalowski had a bright future too. So it's fun, man. It's people throw the word family around a lot, but as much time as we spend together and the sacrifices that we make and the relationships that our wives and stuff and our kids have, we really are like a family. So like Coach Lanning is like my brother. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty special.
Thought at all in the 105 scholarship world, Joe, if that'll open doors that we're starting to get closed on your position group in particular?
Yeah, as far as specialists go?
Yeah. All of a sudden you can have actually multiple scholarship kickers, punters, long snappers, and not just I've actually lost sleep the other way, thinking that our numbers will probably go down. I imagine right now we have 9. I imagine we'll probably only be allowed 6. So I think that there's a perception that it's going to be really good for specialists, but I don't think that it necessarily will be. I think those spots are going to be extremely, extremely hard to come by, and you won't be able to take 9 and sort out who the best guys are. You're going to have to be very, very specific, very detailed. That's something that's really undervalued in football in general is specialist recruiting. You can't make mistakes. If you make a mistake on a kicker or a punter or a snapper for that matter, you're probably getting fired because you're stuck for quite a while. Whereas if you make a mistake at a position where you have 10 or 15 scholarships, you got 14, 13 other guys to make up for, right? You make a mistake at one of those positions and you're going to be in big, big trouble. So I think that those spots are going to be really, really limited. I know they're going to be very hard to get, and you better be really thorough with the guys you recruit because the 2 punters, the 2 kickers, and the 2 snappers better be really, really good or you'll be in trouble in a hurry.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks guys. Appreciate it.